Alright, what's going on? This is a battle against SVD. This one's pretty good. So the rules we're playing by is using one Dream World Pokemon. This is mine, Magic Mirror Espeon. It's really great. And he leads with an Air Fun, which is fantastic because it can't Leech Seed or Taunt or any of that shit. So I Psychic, and it's going to do over half, and he is forced to U-turn because it's pretty much the only move he can do. And even though it's super effective, it does less than half. So here's going to go into a Raikou, which is going to outspeed. So, I'm going to have to switch out. And so I go into Porygon 2 because it's very bulky. And yes. Yes, of course. So, he's going to go for the Volt Change here, which leads me to believe that he's some type of choicer. Probably Specs, if I had to guess. And, so he's going to switch out to his Tentacruel, and even though I have Thunderbolt, it's a special wall, so, and I can't Toxic. So here I'm going to go into my Boruterozu as he sets up Toxic Spikes, or Voltros, as people are saying now, which is awesome. It's like, Lord Voltros, ruler of evil, something like that. He seems like an evil mastermind. So I'm Specs too, and I'm going to go for the Volt Changes. He's going to switch out to his Raikou. It actually does a decent chunk, considering it resists it. So, I'm going to switch out, go back into my Porygon 2. But because I'm holding the Evolution Stone, I don't have the leftovers and with that layer of Toxic Spikes, it's not going to be very good. So he goes to Thunderbolt, and because it's a bit stronger than Volt Change, it's going to do a lot. And I'm going to go for the Recover. And as you can see, I'm going to end up with less HP than I did before. So I stay in here again for some reason. I don't really know why. But I do, so yeah. That was interesting. So actually I had lived with that one only did 1 HP more than the other one. But anyway, I realized that I'm fighting an uphill battle here. So I'm switching out to my Narrated, figuring that he's probably Specs, and I resist the Thunderbolt. So that's not going to do very much to me. And here I knew like 100% that his Air Fun was going to come in. I knew it, so I went for the Toxic, and it fucking misses. And that just, because now I can't do anything to this. I don't have Gyro Ball, all I have is Power Whip. He can't Leech Seed me, but he can still Taunt, and it's stupid because Toxic just should not miss. God. So I go to Espeon just in case he went for like a Taunt or something, I don't know. But he's going to set up a sub, which was good, because then he could just Encore my Toxic. So, he sets up the sub, and although now I'm in Espeon, he can't Leech Seed or anything, so he's forced to U-turn. So I'm just going to break his sub with a Hidden Power Fire, while he is going to go for aforementioned U-turn. And so that's what he's going to do. Obviously, because the last one didn't do that much, I am going to survive and even survive the poison. So that is neat. But it doesn't really matter because he's going to go in his Raikou, which is faster. And yeah, quite unfortunate, if I do say so myself. And he's going to take me out with a Thunderbolt. So, that's not very good. And I think it's 6-5 now, maybe. I don't know. So I go back into Narrated, obviously knowing that I can take Thunderbolts all day long. I go for the Toxic again, not very smart, because the switch to Tentacruel was obvious. So was the Toxic, so I don't know why I did that. But, alas, things do happen. So, now I'm going to switch out and go into my Rebustion. The reasoning here was that I wanted to get the Guts boost, but just in case he went for a second layer, I wanted to get in before I got that second layer of toxic damage. So, I get the Guts boost as he goes for the Boiling Water, which because my Rebustion actually is running max HP and max special defense, careful. So he goes for the Evil Eye, which is a ghost move that boosts the power if you have a status condition, and it still does nothing even though I'm poisoned. So I'm going to get up a bulk up knowing that he really can't do anything to me at all. And now he's going to go into his Dream World Pokemon, which is Quagsire, which gets unaware as a dream world ability, which is awesome. It ignores stat boost, so like my drain punches are doing about as much damage as if I didn't have a bulk up, and if he were to attack me, it's like I don't have the defense boost. So it's pretty cool. So the drain punch does about a third, and here I decide that he's probably going to attack, so I go for the second drain punch, and I really just want HP back. So that's what I do. He's going to go for the Earthquake, even though I don't have that defense boost, and I don't have any defensive EVs, because I have max HP, and Rebustion has a, decent defense by itself. It's going to be able to take that pretty nicely. So, let's see, what am I doing? Okay, yeah, I go for the Drain Punch. He lives with very little HP. I thought maybe if I got, like, min damage on the other ones, I might be able to take it out. But, of course not. He lives with, like, 19 or something. I don't know. And then, of course, he's going to get off that recover, which is just, So, I know, unless I'm, get a crit, I can't stay in and keep doing this because it's pointless. So, I'm going to switch out. And I'm going to go into Voltros. And, he goes for the Encore. But, obviously, it does not work because I switched. And here I was basically banking on the fact that he didn't know that this thing learns Grass Knot, and he did not. So I'm able to get a surprise kill with my Specs Voltros. And that is good. So he's going to go into his Weavile here. And I don't want to take an Ice move, obviously. Kind of fearing Pursuit, but I switched out anyway. Go to my Narrated to, Wallet. And he goes for the sub, which tells me that he's a sub-punching one, most likely. But, yeah. So here he's going to obviously go for that Focus Punch, and I'm going to go for the Power Whip to break his Substitute, which I am going to do very nicely. And he goes for the Focus Punch, which, even though it's insanely powerful, it isn't stabbed or any of that jazz. So, leaves me, it does a lot less than I thought it would, and he does get that Steel Thorns damage, so that's pretty cool. So he goes for the Ice Punch here, and that really doesn't do anything either, and then I'm just able to take him out with this Power Whip, so that was quite amazing. And, yeah, pretty good stuff. So, here he's going to go into his Specs Raikou again, and proceed to take me out with a Hidden Power Ice. And, that's what it is. Narrated was at pretty low HP. And that Raikou is just a pretty huge threat. But because he's locked into Hidden Power Ice, I'm going to go to my Carudio. And I go for the Sword of Mystery here. Not exactly sure why I did that. Could have just Calm Mind up, but whatever. I go for the Sword of Mystery. It actually does a decent chunk to this Tentacruel because it hits the foe's physical defense. And Tentacruel has pretty bad physical defense, so that would be why. And I know that I pretty much wall this thing and after Calm Mind, even the Evil Eye isn't doing anything. So I go for the Calm Mind, and he does go for the Evil Eye. And, like I said, it does not do anything. But because I have a Life Orb and Toxic Spikes, I'm being worn down, pretty quickly here. So I go for the Hidden Power Electric, and it does less than I thought, considering I had a Life Orb and a Calm Mind, but he is a special wall. So here I go for the Sword of Mystery, just in case he switched into his Raikou on the Hidden Power Electric, because I knew it would take out the Tentacruel anyway. But I do die from the Life Orb and Toxic Poison, so that's not good. But here I'm going to go to my Raikou, or not Raikou, what the fuck am I talking? Porygon 2, as he's going to go into Raikou. And he is going to go for the Thunderbolt. I know that I can't stay in and recover because there's no point. I'm just going to lose HP. So I decide to... sorry, holy shit. So I decide to get some damage with Ice Beam as I die to the Poison. So that's what I do. And I'm going to go into my Rebustion, and just because I have max special defense, careful, HP, just kind of hoping that I live the Thunderbolt because a Mach Punch is not enough to take it out. So I go for the Drain Punch, and that I do live with 45, and I'm able to get a little bit of HP back from the Drain Punch and take him out, which is great. So I get leftovers, and he's going to go into his guy that I have not seen, and it's this thing. The first time I saw this thing, like, it's just so incredibly ugly. It makes me want to, like, shoot myself in the face. But anyway, I go for the Mac Punch. Even though it 4 times resisted, I know I'm going to die to a hit, so I just want some damage on it. So here I'm going to go into my last with just Voltros. And so he's going to switch out because he is Psychic Flying and, of course, weak to Thunderbolt. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt, lock myself into it, and his Air Fun does resist it, but because it's at that low HP and I am Specs and have ridiculous special attack, it is going to take it out. And, of course, his Spexy thing is not going to be able to outspeed anyway, and it is going to die from a Specs Thunderbolt. So great game, SVD. You should sub him immediately, and also sub me if you like my videos. And, yeah, peace.